Hello, my name is Jesse Oglesby. This is my pal here, Jay Schwartz, and it is time for the Jaybird Show. So today we're going to be talking about the Mariners and the Seahawks.
All right. So what do you want to talk about during the season? The upcoming season.
Will the 2017 Mariners be better than the 2016 Mariners?
I think they could be.
And my answer is no.
They could be. That's my answer.
My first reason is because there is no starting pitching available on the free agent market this offseason. So so basically the Mariners are counting on Felix to have a bounce back season and Walker and Paxton to take a step forward.
Right.
And Iwakuma to have a bounce back season. And so I don't see them having I don't see that happening. So that is my first reason.
What's your second reason?
My second reason is that
hitting won't be as
because the hitting won't be as good as it was unless they sign a free agent. I don't see the hitting getting the middle of the lineup getting better because Robinson Cano, Nelson Cruz, and Kyle Seager had their career best in home runs, and I don't see it getting better.
Well, Nelson Cruz didn't have his career best in home runs, but he did have a good season. And Seager's gotten better and better. He's still relatively young. He could get better. Cano could have about the same year because his year was not. He hit more home runs than he ever hit, but his batting average wasn't as good as it has been in the past. So I think those three can keep it up. I think if they add a nice player and if they can get a nice free agent to play the outfield, they could move Gutierrez and Smith to first base. That would be a great first base combo. They got the other guy, the rookie, and so they need an outfielder. And I think there's plenty of outfielders available as free agents. And they can maybe sign one of those outfielders. So what's your third?
My third reason is because I don't have any trust in the general manager because he made some bad trades. Like he traded Mark Trumbo to the Baltimore Orioles.
That was a terrible trade.
When he easily could have signed a backup catcher on the free agent market.
Yes, you're right. So
that's a reason why I don't have any trust in the general manager.
You could be right. Well, we have to give him a chance. He's only had his 1 year. He didn't do very well.
Well, but Jack Jurenchik also had a good first year as well.
Well, I know. No, I'm saying it's only his first year. So
I'm saying Jack Jurenchik also had a winning season his first year.
I think this guy is better than Jack Jurenchik. Yes.
Better than Bill Lavazzi, right?
Oh yeah, anybody's better than Bill Lavazzi. So what's reason number 4?
And reason number 4 is the Mariners have tricked themselves before after a winning season in which they did not make the playoffs. In 2007, when Bavazzi decided after that season to play checkers in trading for Eric Bedard. In 2009, Jack Jurenchik's first year, when he traded for Cliff Lee and signed Figgy Pudding or Sean Figgins.
Yep.
And then 2 years ago, when the Mariners signed Nelson Cruz and traded for J.A. Happ, and everybody thought they were favored to go to the World Series. And did any of that pan out?
No, and you're right. It may not pan out again. So let's look at some of the free agents that can be signed that would help the Mariners next year if they get some of them. And there's a list here of 10 good free agents. We have Cespedes. He would be great in left field.
Yoenis Cespedes. Yes, I don't know why they didn't get him this year.
And he's got one of the best arms in baseball, and that would be great.
Yeah, I would. How many tools does he have?
Well, he can run. He has power. His average isn't that great, but he's got a lot of power, and he's available. Josh Reddick is available.
But how much money is he going to cost? Is the ownership going to accept him?
That we don't know whether they'll pay. There are 2 great relief pitchers available.
Who are they? Aroldis Chapman and who else?
Kenley Jansen. Jansen will probably stay with the Dodgers, and
No, I told I already wrote a letter to him. Telling him to get him. I waited to write the letter because I was very disappointed of the team not making the playoffs.
So, and then we have Ian Desmond, who had a career year last year.
I already told the GM to get him, yeah.
And the other outfielder available is Dexter Fowler from the Cubs.
And you can get Mark Trumbo back.
And Michael Saunders is available. And I don't think they're going to get Trumbo back. Trumbo had a terrible second half of the season. He did have a great first half, but he was terrible.
It still was the worst trade, and it cost the Mariners the playoffs.
True. And then one of the pitchers that are available is Jeremy Hellickson from the Phillies.
Who cares? He's not that good. He's not that good.
So he's better than everybody. His ERA was better than everybody on the Mariners staff. And another possibility, and I don't know if he's still available, but he was available this summer. So there are a number of players. They only need one or two. Oh, and of course Wilson Ramos.
Well, you thought you thought that after 2007 when Bavasi after they won 88 games and Bavasi decided to play checkers.
Their window is closing, so they do have to do something to get either.
What about a trade similar to the Bedard trade, or do you think that would be a bad idea?
Well, they don't have anybody. They don't have enough players. They don't have a. Really, they don't have.
Yeah, they do.
No, they have
do you have anything against me of why do you think my beliefs are wrong?
Rich Hill. That's right. Rich Hill's available, so he's a free agent, and so if they would have gotten Rich Hill, that would be great. And the guy Morano, who's the guy that they got from Baltimore, pitched. Miranda. Yeah, he pitched pretty well. So here's my take: is that you could be right. They could be terrible next year. But if the and every season begins with a lot of ifs, but if they can get one more outfielder and they can straighten out the thing at first base, I think that they have a chance. And they get a shortstop, I think they'll be pretty good. So they're about 3 players away. I think the bullpen has a lot of depth. If they can get one of these top bullpen guys, that would be a big deal. Or another starter, that would be a big deal.
Why would it be? Why would it change this team? Because
if the pitching was a lot better, then you know, if they dropped their ERA from 4, which was last year, to 3.5.
To 2.
Not to 2. It's not going to get to 2.
No, I got to 2 in 2014.
Well, not for the whole season, but. You know, and their pitching wasn't as bad as you think it was compared to the other teams in the American League.
Well, but how could the Rangers have the worst ERA and still make the playoffs?
Well, they have a pretty good lineup, a much better lineup than we have.
Than the Rangers have a much better lineup?
Yes, they have a much better lineup. But the Mariners had a pretty. They hit well, and they lost a lot of. The other thing you have to look at is the Rangers won 26 more one-run games than they lost last year. And the Mariners actually, I think, lost more one-run games. And so...
They
lost more one-run games than they won. And the Rangers won over 20 more one-run games than they lost. So that can easily flip around. So I think that they have the potential. They could be bad, but they have the potential to win 92, 93 more games next year with a couple tweaks to the lineup. So I think you just have to wait and see what they do during the off season and how it plays out.
I don't trust that Dakota's going to do these things. That's the problem I have, Jay. He's not going to do any of these things. That's the problem.
We won't know, and we won't know until April. So we have a few months to see what happens during the off season. So what's the next on the agenda? What's the next one we're going to look at?
We're going to talk about the Seahawks
The tie.
Yeah, it felt like
to see your sister.
It felt exactly like watching them. Speaking of the Mariners, that game felt exactly like watching a Mariner game.
Yeah, it was slow and boring. So the Seahawks' problem is their offensive line's terrible, right?
You know what, Jay? You know what I think the solution is?
What?
Me! I could be the offensive lineman and protect Russell.
You think so?
Yes.
I think you're a little small for that.
Definitely.
I think you're a little small for that. I think those guys. For sure. Those guys weigh over 300 pounds.
I know, but I was a Russell. the converted wrestler.
Are you going to play offensive line for Ballard next year?
No, but I'm thinking of playing offensive line for UW.
Oh, yeah, I think you have to start at Ballard first.
You don't need experience, baby.
You just need to be big. You got to put some weight on.
Yes, and the other
like
problem?
150
The other
pounds.
problem is I'm sure the Seahawks miss Marshawn Lynch.
That's true. And Russell Wilson's injured, so he can't run.
Yeah.
So
They
it
need to
changes
get.
everything.
They need to trade for a running back or something.
Well,
This is why they should have drafted more running backs.
Well, they drafted 3.
No, they should have drafted Henry.
Yeah, well, he was gone by the time that they got there. So what's the next topic? We have that thing. Or are we out of topics? Do we have a 4th topic?
Well, we can talk about the Seattle City
The stadium.
The Seattle City Council.
Oh yeah, they're terrible. They don't want a stadium.
So I heard that they were trying to. Like, what is Chris Hansen trying to do?
Chris Hansen, what they did was that they originally had it where Chris Hansen was going to pay for half the stadium, and the city was going to raise bonds to pay for the other half of the stadium. And so now Chris Hansen's group has come together and said that they're not going to they don't need any money from the city, they're going to build the stadium themselves. So now the only problem is that the city, a lot of council members, don't want the stadium down in Soto next to the ballparks because they said it would create too much traffic.
Of course it would. My mom hates the traffic, which is why she's happy that the Sonics left.
Yeah, well, the traffic was bad on Queen Anne, so that's the only problem is the traffic. So now it looks like we're going to have a stadium built. So they're going to have a hockey team here. Did you ever go to a hockey game?
I've never gone to a hockey game.
Well, they have hockey down in Kent. They have the Seattle as a team, and they play down in Kent.
And there's gonna be an NBA team coming back.
Maybe, but I know there'll be.
The NBA is. I think I heard that they might. The NBA is looking to expand.
They haven't said anything, but hockey is. Hockey just expanded. Is going to expand to Las Vegas, and they usually expand by 2 cities. So there's a good chance that if Seattle commits to a stadium, that they'll get an expansion hockey team.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not into hockey. I just follow the NBA, MLB, and NFL.
Okay, I think that's the end of our show today. But next week we'll explore some new topics on probably the what's going on with the Golden State Warriors, why they got slaughtered last night.
Oh no, I don't care. They're not from Seattle. If they played in Seattle, then I would care more about. I would care more about the Warriors if they were in. Seattle.
Next week we can discuss what happened at the football game between the Seahawks and New Orleans.
I'm picking the Seahawks in that game by 14.
I don't think so. I would say
14,
Seahawks by
14.
6. Closer game. They don't have an offense if they're hard. They don't really go.
14, and then I'm gonna pick, and we're gonna talk about what free agents get signed.
Okay, so next week our major topic, first topic will be the Seahawks
against the Saints,
and then we'll see if there were any trades. There could be some trades by next week. Usually,
I'll be sure to deliver my letter.
Well, actually, they don't have trades until the World Series is over.
Yeah, I wanted to get, what's that pitcher that Tim Lincecum?
Oh.
The Mariners were trying to get Tim Lincecum, but no, this was 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I think. But he re-signed with San Francisco.
And as we're talking, I think Jake Arrieta is pitching a no-hitter in the World Series.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
Wow.
6th inning, no hits so far. So let's sign off and watch the end of the World Series game and see if he pitches a no-hitter.
Okay,
How many no-hitters have there ever been in the World Series?
I don't know.
Well, there's only been one, and it was a perfect game by Larson of the New York Yankees.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
All right.